gentlemen, the Honorable Peter Gracey, a community activist.
Fantastic.
He has dedicated his life to helping his fellow man, his community leader, this grassroots organizer. He has won both institutional and worldwide support for his dedication to uplifting the ordinary families and communities. Elected as the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative for the Southern United States, and a landslide victory in 2022. Mr. Gracey has the responsibility for engaging and being the voice for all Jamaicans in the South, and being an advisor to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade to Jamaica. He is a poet. He is a Jamaica College old boy. He is an author. And he is here live on the program this evening alongside Nadine Dixon, the president of This Is Jamaica. Welcome the Honorable Peter Gracey, everybody, and Nadine Dixon.
How you doing, brother?
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule, both of you, to be here on the program. This is a very, very important time for somebody of your stature and the amount that you have as a Jamaica Global Ambassador, especially in response to the devastating hurricane that has just passed through the island. So let's start there. How are you and your family, those directly impacted by the hurricane, before we get deeper into it?
Well, thanks for asking, and thanks for having me. The immediate family is good, but the national family is not okay right now, you know?
Yes,
And so we
yes.
just have to respond to that and just deal with it as it comes and recognize that we have a crisis and there's a catastrophe. And we just have to engage the diaspora, keep them informed, and make sure that them understand that this is going to be a marathon and not a sprint. You know, it's going to take years for Jamaica to even come back half the way it was. But hopefully we can build stronger and we
Yes.
can build better. And our people are resilient, so we will definitely rise and, and show the world who we are. We're Jamaicans, you know, and
Yes, indeed.
and it's also great to know that our Caribbean brothers and sisters stand behind us, and they're supporting us. Because if it was anywhere else, Jamaica would be right there just for them.
Right, 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 right. Indeed, indeed. Now, I did see that you made a very important post the other day on your social media, in where you brought into highlight the fact that the Jamaican government had only put, I believe, 30 days a moratorium on some import taxes, and immediately, it seems, as a response to that clip going viral, they had updated that for a much longer term. So it's very important for us to speak up, and it does see that people do hear it. Does work. So talk about that.
Yes. Well, the thing is, I appreciate the government giving us the 30 days because it's a start, and there had to be an immediate response. So I appreciated that. However, I don't think what they took in consideration was that people live in the UK, and when they ship something, it's going to take weeks to get to Jamaica. So, and people have a life. So it's going to take some time to pack. Some people don't even know how to pack properly. And then to send some things to Jamaica, it's going to take weeks by a steamliner. So we needed more time. So we had to advocate for that.
Yeah, yeah, and they heard and they responded. So people, it's important to have a voice and to speak up. But things, especially, this makes sense, common sense, common sense. Now, this is Jamaica. Let's, Madam President, let's make sure, let's introduce This Is Jamaica to our audience. Tell us what is This Is Jamaica.
This is good night, everyone, and thank you, guys, lady of the hour and Mr. Super Pack. Thank you so much for the honor of being on your 100th episode. Just to share a little bit about this is Jamaica and what we're trying to do and the kids we're trying to help. This is Jamaica was written by Peter Gracey. It's a poem where he expresses his love and passion for his country, Jamaica. And from that, it transitioned to a poetry competition where students are expected to recite the words to the poem, and then they are judged based on how they articulate themselves, how they present it. And first prize is usually given US $1,000, second place US 500, third place 250, and the school that the winning student belongs to gets US $500 towards their cultural program. So we're super excited about that and being able to empower these students.
Excellent, excellent. Very, very, very important cause. We have a clip of one of the students performing the This Is Jamaica poem written by Peter Gracey. Mr. P, go ahead and play that clip for us, please.
This is Jamaica by Peter Gracey.
This is Jamaica. This is my country. A son of this island, a daughter of this land. Fearless of fear, I stand in awe. Only love prevails, secured in God's hands. This is Jamaica, where joy cometh in the morn. Surrounded by mystic waters, crashing onto the shores, where only heroes are born. If only you knew Jamaica as well as I do, then you would utter, I love you, Jamaica. God knows I do. This is Jamaica, a simple speck in the universe, our hearts beat and pulse in every nation, but only second to the kingdom of God. We put Jamaica first. I am Jamaica, regardless of where you may find me. Black, green, and gold. It's the marrow in my bones. So if I should die away from my island, I pray to God to take me home.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Whoa.
Wow.
Empowering, impactful, and for the youth. Those words are so meaningful. How does it feel for you to hear them recited in such an impactful way?
You're referring to me, right? Or the person?
Yes. Yes, of course.
I think it's always moving to hear the rendition of a different student because they're expressing their own selves, you know, they're how they feel about it, and to see her bringing out, bringing out herself in that country area, with the machete chopping, we used to do it and all that, and the passion that she puts in it, um, it just shows that if we continue to do things like this, the children of Jamaica will be okay. Jamaica will be fine, because what we're doing, the mission of this is Jamaica is to empower the children of Jamaica to restore and preserve the culture through poetry and the creative arts, and that's exactly what she's doing. So it's always interesting to hear how other children's renditions come through and how they express themselves and how they truly feel about Jamaica.
Indeed. She brought the theatric. She had the music in the background, the wardrobe, everything. Bringing it to life, and every year, right? There's so many students who enter the competition, and it continues to grow year to year. And tell us about that reason for doing grassroots and the importance of it, because you're doing this before the hurricane. I can imagine now, right? Even greater.
Let me tell you something. That girl, I don't remember. I didn't see the name, but I think her name was Jaleesa Hardy. Is that her?
Yes, yes.
Right. So I remember her because that was the first year. That was during COVID,
Oh, wow.
and she was Oliver Samuel's choice to win. Pick to win. So I remember her, and and she brought that thing out of her. Um, this is Jamaica. This is Jamaica is about us. It's about us. It's not about me or anything, and it's not about the president. It's not about the organization. It's about us. It's about everyone who gets involved. Because what we try to do is we try to create partnerships with people to join us on the movement. That's all it is, and we don't hold anyone hostage. We just try to bring everyone in.
Right.
It's not about who is a president or who is a vice president, who is a founder. It has nothing to do with that. I'm tired of them foolishness there. It's not about titles. We don't deal with titles. We're not in place here. We
See,
talk about helping people and helping children and helping Jamaica. Because at the end of the day, all of us are going to drop dead. And the children are going to be the one who's going to take up that baton and make
yeah,
Jamaica a better place.
yep.
You
Facts.
understand? So we have to think like that and get out of this thing. A lot of us we're in our age right now where we have less time ahead of us than behind us, and we are looking at the things that are not important.
Yes,
You know,
Jeez, but
indeed.
we
feel
have to
that.
focus. We have to focus on the children and focus on what is going to sustain our last name, our legacy, if you want to call it, or whatever it is. It's going to be those children. So we need to let go of ourselves and just deal with what's important. It's
And I
just the
see
bottom
that.
line. It's just basic.
I see
Yeah.
that clearly. I see that in the chopping down. I see it taking us back to our roots, because that's ultimately
Right.
where we need to go back to the roots. And I think some of us have lost our way only because we have gotten so far from that vine that is the divine, that is the greatness that makes this country so amazing. But unfortunately, now we're in a place where we're down and we have to go back there.
What I find is that at times there's a lot of people who would say to somebody, "Oh, you're 18 now, right? You're grown," but there was no development, right? There's no nurturing done of that youth to back in the old days we would have had a rites of passage, right? You're taking the youth at a certain age and you put them through a certain teaching learning, so now that's for their survival, right? And if you didn't learn your skills right, well, the village don't need you.
Right.
If you're not able to pull your right, when we go out on hunt, everybody has to go and right.
And hunt
When it's
and
time to
learn.
defend, we got to do it together, or else and we've gotten away from that. And things like This Is Jamaica, it helps to put that focus back on the youths
and bring people
and not just assume that they will grow and develop into outstanding citizens without having the help and the nurturing and
Foundation.
programs in place to do that.
We have to train them. We got to show them. We as humans learn by what we see, right? And not necessarily what you tell someone. If you take a baby, take it to the forest with a bunch of monkeys and leave it there, is it going to walk or is it going to swing from trees? Right?
Do that
So we have to show them the way. And I love what they're doing with This Is Jamaica. That young lady, that passion of that culture, the love for her land, and that's what we need to do. We got to show them. We got to teach them. It's by example.
Right.
It's by example.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Peter, how great is the influence of foreign culture on the youths in Jamaica right now?
Oh, it's super important, man. Listen, it's super important that they have something to compare themselves to, because we're Jamaicans. I am a Jamaican first. Yeah, ancestors might come from Africa and all that, but me born in Jamaica. That's what me know. I visit Africa and all that, but I am Jamaican, and I like to go places and see how different cultures. Listen, the world is not a big place, you know. You see, the more you travel, the smaller it becomes. And the thing is, you're gonna start understanding how important your culture is when you start interacting with other cultures. Um, the idea behind this, one of the ideas behind this is Jamaica originally was the winners will get a trip and we'll take them to places so they can see, so they can preserve, know how to preserve their own culture, you know? And the greatest thing about Jamaicans also is that we have the diaspora where that truly cares about Jamaica. We might cuss and go on bad and all of that, but they truly care about Jamaica. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, every Jamaican is proud to be a Jamaican.
Yep.
No matter what they want to tell you, that's how it really is. Because you can see it right now in the response to Hurricane Melissa. You know, everybody is jumping in to support Jamaica because we've done so much around the world.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to preserve our culture, because if it was for our culture, people would not have responded the way they're responding right now.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
it's a lot of things. It's our food, it's our culture, it's our music, it's our art, it's the Miss Lou, it's the Mass Run, it's the Bello, it's the IT and Fancy Care. It's you on your station, a broadcast us. It's it's a whole
Right.
collective, you know.
Yeah.
So we came around, understand the culture and needed, and you knew that you needed to touch with your own culture. Or if it's from you big, they need to touch with their own culture. We have to always go back to our own culture. So it's super important to understand foreign cultures and have something to compare ours to, and not make the mistake to think that we can go in someone else's culture and be that. It will never happen.
Truth.
You know, like
Right. So
the Butcher
We've
song
always been
says, right?
trendsetters.
You
So
see a
that
Jamaican, you know a Jamaican. When you
right.
see a Jamaican, right?
Absolutely.
Them have Jamaican walk, them
Absolutely.
have Jamaican talk. Yeah.
and
When I first
they have
met
a
Miss
saying that you're not they have a saying that you're not black, you're Jamaican.
You see it?
when I first met Miss
So
Nadine, Madam Nadine, good night, love. I just knew Jamaica. She was just Jamaica, the black, green, and gold. That's it. Everything she does, everything she says, the pride. She embraced my culture. She embraced me with lots of love and without denying her Jamaica. And I think that's what it's all about. Like, she stands in it so proudly. And I love her. I love her. I love her for that. Just the way she exudes Jamaica.
So,
but
Madam President.
you present yourself, you big the same.
Oh,
Because
thank
I
you,
see
Mr.
you that way.
Gracie.
You are the only person I know that every time I see you, you know, a you big
You
outfit,
big-
She understands
when you
branding.
Energy.
She understands the importance of branding.
Energy,
yeah,
that for real.
so in my eyes, that's why foreign culture is important. Because in my eyes, I'm seeing you just the way you're seeing it in.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I think it's important. I agree with you. When we share across cultures and we learn our differences and our similarities, you will be surprised how much we do have in common, right?
Yes.
And then the things that are different that you can so embrace and learn to love.
Yes.
And I love it. I love it with all cultures. The Jamaicans especially just takes me to another level.
Now, Madam President, where are we with this year's poetry competition?
Well, we were elated. We had a total of 50 registrants. They were all getting ready to submit their videos, but Melissa had other plans. So we actually will be meeting as a team to decide how we move forward to see what's the new date that we're going to set. I know we've already received several videos, and we've also been receiving several emails concerned parents. How can they still submit their videos? So we as a team, we're going to have to decide, because there's going to be disappointment regardless, because I'm sure some of the 50 probably won't be able to submit their videos. So it's going to be challenging what decision we make
Yeah.
going forward as a team. So much to consider, and the impact, because some persons or some students, they probably don't have power, because right now there are certain areas in Jamaica where there's no internet, no water, no
Right.
power. So I'm sure some of the persons who wanted to enter are being impacted. And even if they do have some of those resources right now, that's not at the forefront of their parents' mind. The
Right.
parents is probably thinking of, how am I going to feed them? What am I going to give my kids? So entering a competition is not at the forefront. So as a team, we're really going to have to put our heads together and see how we move forward.
Indeed, indeed. The challenges and complications of a natural disaster that people don't understand in terms of all aspects of life can be impacted, right? Down to even something like good positive things like this scholarship opportunity for the youths. Now, how can people support This Is Jamaica? How can we either lend a hand or dollar to the cause?
Well, we actually have we're accepting donations on the website, or thisisjamaica.org. We also have an established Amazon link, where what we're trying to put together is care packages, hygiene care packages, travel size packages for students, along with other things. But that's what we're focusing, because we're a student based organization. So we are also partnering with some other community partners, and we'll be putting that together with our package of hygiene products. So we know we can't make much of an impact individually, but as a community, as a partners, we can make a greater impact. And so that's what we're doing. We're partnering with other organizations to make a bigger impact for the families in Jamaica.
Excellent. Thank you for
Thank
the
you
good
for
work.
that. Thank you
Yes.
for everything that you do and the
And you know what?
contributions.
Can I just interject real quick? I just
Of
want to
Yes.
say,
course.
because I like to take the opportunity all the time when it's a public thing to just acknowledge that Nadine is doing a really great job as a president, and we really appreciate her. So I
All
just
right.
want everyone to hear that. Sometimes you hear about it behind closed doors. We want to make it public.
Yes.
So right.
Madam President, big up on the title. I know you said no titles or anything on there,
Hold it
but big up on the
down.
title, okay? No, that's wonderful. That often doesn't happen. That, especially like you said, doing it publicly like that, so you can tell that's a great working relationship. That's a great team. That's what we're talking about right there.
You're only as good as the person that's next to you. So when you edify her, you're also edifying yourself and bringing together, like you said, everyone here and on this platform at this time when we do need each other to get through whatever this next challenge will be.
And I do want to add that when you're presidenting, because that's my new word, it can be very challenging, and you're going through a lot. And sometimes, you don't realize how much you're sacrificing, or even if your work is being recognized. So thank you, Mr. Gracey, for shouting out Madam Nadine tonight, because she's awesome, 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 and truly deserves it. Thank you, Mama.
Now,
Thank you.
we have our weekly trivia question that we always ask on the program, to educate the people on, and see how Caribbean they are. For our Jamaicans, you have an opportunity to get a handbook, right, authored by Mr. Gracey, right, the Jamaican Diaspora Resource Handbook. Right now, when I was a kid growing up, you had the Every Boy's Handbook, that you needed to have as a young man, and so for every Jamaican, all right, this would be your resource handbook. Tell us about this one, Mr. Gracey.
Well, the first thing I want to say is I have a book launch coming up this weekend in Davie under the patronage of the Consulate General of Jamaica. And what I did I went ahead and lowered the price from $19 to $13, where there's no profit whatsoever. So as many people as possible could get a copy. So if they take it, they'll sign it for them. It's really not
Okay.
about making any money off the book. It's more about giving information that's needed out there. You don't sell viable information. I don't believe in that. But it had to come out in our book. So you have to buy the book. So, but
And
this
there's
book,
also a
this
virtual
particular,
copy as well.
not as yet. The second edition is going to come out in the form of an app.
Okay.
And so the app you'll be able to push out live updates on the app. So as things change, as the book, say for instance, something happens in the ministry where a number change or someone dies or whatever, I couldn't be putting people pictures in here
Right.
because Parliament changes, right?
Right. Right.
The ministry remains. So on the app, you will see the faces of the people and things like that. And I want to send my condolences out to the family member, a dear friend of mine, Consul General Alston Wilson, Jamaica Consul
Yes.
General in New York. She passed away over the weekend. And I was in the app today, because I'm creating the app myself also, right? And
Okay.
so I was in the app, and her picture is there, and it just shows that she was a great inspiration to me also, you know. And so at least now with the app, I can put out something for her,
Right.
empowering women through the app to show these are powerful women, because they don't. You see, people have to highlight people. People have to highlight people and talk about people when them do something good or when they're
Yes.
powerful. When you just every day get up, it's I don't know if it's I don't want to sound too like I'm trying to dog out anyone or anything, but to me, it's very important that we realize I don't want to punch the wrong button, but I'm going to do it anyways because I'm Peter Gracey and I can do it. You know.
Yes, you can.
So I've tried to get people to be involved in writing this book with me. And everyone will listen to respond and not to understand. Because it was more important for a lot of people to realize that our children of tomorrow is going to be the doctors of, the children of today is going to be the doctors of tomorrow. But for some reason, all of us are raised to our death right now. We're 40 and 50 and 60 and 70-year-old, and we still are trying to turn doctor. Well, what sense that makes? You understand me? I said, we
Right.
need to
Right.
focus on these things, and we need to focus on the children and give them the necessary information to make them successful.
Yes.
When we're dead and gone, it's fine. That's what will happen. But we have to focus. I don't know how much to stress it that it's not about me when I do things. But it always look like that because I never get the help. No one wants to help because it's not about them.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so this is for all of us. This book is for all Jamaicans, and hopefully I can collaborate with other people and get one out for almost every Caribbean island, or just do one for the CARICOM.
Yeah.
Because when people are living abroad, they need it.
We're
They
gonna
need
start with
information.
Barbados. We started with Barbados tonight.
Right on the spot. Right on the spot. I like the idea of the CARICOM, though. I think that's a real good idea.
One
Right.
Caribbean.
One Caribbean. And, just to quote my prime minister for a minute, Mia Motley always talks about this, right? Of us operating on that CARICOM level and supporting each other to the point that she just opened up Barbados. I think we have a relationship with 4 other Caribbean islands that they have free passage, that you can come in, you can work, we can go there, and we
Okay.
can support each other. So I think that's really great because the book that Peter is putting out there, that information is necessary.
Yeah.
We need it. A lot of us don't know the roles of our consul generals, the honorary consul, who they are, where they are. If something happens to you overseas, how do you get help? Where do you go to? So it's important. I agree with him. I think that would be a good collaboration to work on.
Yeah, there you have it. There you
Another
have it.
great collaboration is, which I've been trying to get done for a very long time, is um, to do this is Haiti, this is Barbados, this is Trinidad, this is just like this is Jamaica, and empower each one of those kids to embrace their own culture and preserve it. And it was
Highlight.
always so hard to get help just to do it. No,
Yeah.
don't. I kicked off Haiti, but then people started killing people in Haiti, and then that was it. You know.
Hey,
So
But that just shows the need, the dire need for it,
It's
because
funny.
self-hate is real.
no,
And until we learn to love ourselves, we
yeah.
can't truly appreciate anybody else.
And cutting you off from the wisdom, right? There's intentionality when they're cutting off that the passage of wisdom from the elders to the youth. You know, so before we talk about bombs over the Caribbean Sea, I'm not even going to go in that
Or nature
direction.
taking its course, right? Because nature
Right.
must take its
Right.
course.
But Peter Gracey and Nadine Dixon, thank you so very much for joining us this evening on the program, taking the time out. What you do is extremely important. Honorable Peter Gracey, as an advocate for Jamaicans here in the United States South region, we thank you for everything that you do, especially at this time where everybody who has a title, although we're not into the titles, but you're in that position to represent for others who can't and who don't have that opportunity, don't have the voice, and it's something that you do well. And so we commend you. We thank you for that. If you've not yet followed him on social media, Peter Gracey, the poet, Peter Gracey Poet, is the tag, and viral clips saying very important messages that you need to hear. And he does a great job of keeping you informed. The other day, I found out how much it was to ship a barrel to Jamaica because of Mr. Gracey's reel. So things like that, super important.
Informative,
Yes.
educating. Absolutely. We need more platforms.
can I can I
Thank
have
you for
one last
everything
word
that you
before I go,
do.
please?
Please go. Right. And please tell everybody how they can contact you,
Yes.
follow you, and all of your important information.
Before I tell them how to contact me, I just want to say this. I just officially today adopted South St. James.
Hey,
No,
phenomenal.
so no one knows about it yet, but there's a flyer coming out. So I signed an agreement with a freight forwarder company in New York, who is going to give me a 40-foot container, and they're going to drop it off in South Florida, and we're going to fill it up, and they're going to ship it for free. And the
Oh,
MP
wow.
of the member of parliament for South St. James, Nikisha Burchell, that we've seen on social media in Parliament, asking for help, begging for help for the maroon victims up there in South St. James.
Yes.
We are taking that shipment directly to South St. James for those people. And once that container comes back, hopefully we can adopt another community and get a shipment out to Savlamar or somewhere, but direct neighborhoods, not just a general area where you don't know the food is going, but
Right.
direct, connect neighborhood with the people. So I just wanted us to, that's coming out. So just
Great
keep abreast for it.
initiative.
You heard it first.
Definitely.
I
That's
didn't
big.
even have to bribe him. That's where I was born. I didn't even have to bribe him.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Well, I hope everybody at home is well and doing as best they can under the situation. Please give everybody the contact information. We want to make sure they know how to reach out to you all and stay in contact with you.
And to give donations.
Nadine, you want to go with this in Jamaica?
It's thisisjamaica.org. And real quick, I want to thank the members of This Is Jamaica and the families who have adopted Jamaica, in terms of they're not Jamaican, but they're Jamaican by heart, because so many persons have actually reached out to both myself and Peter and other team members willing to volunteer monetary or to buy supplies, and we just want to acknowledge and thank those individuals. We want to thank the corporate community that has stepped up to help us. Later on, we'll be doing a big thank you with the names, but we just want to say thank you to everyone that's showing us love and support during this difficult time.
Absolutely.
Indeed. I heard some sad news today of a plane that was carrying some supplies intended for Jamaica crashed in Florida. And so our condolences to anybody who lost their lives in that incident and those families that are impacted. And echoing your sentiment, thank you to everybody who is, even if you don't have the money to buy things, but you're going down to help pack shipments, you're helping to organize stuff, you're putting in whatever you can.
No contribution is too small. We do need all hands on deck.
Yes. And I gotta say, shout out to Jamaican citizens in Jamaica being excellent big brothers and big sisters, and because
Literally.
a good friend of mine, Andre Virtue, another JC old boy, over the Ballers Football Academy in Jamaica, just took a shipment of stuff from Kingston. So there's a lot of things going on the ground there as well. So thank you all.